Hey, what's up, guys? I'm Sierra. Welcome to my YouTube channel. If you want to see how I created this look, keep watching. Okay, let's do some makeup. I'm going to a party. I'm already late. So first things first, I'm going to use the Danessa Myrix primer. I put this all over my T-zone after I do my daytime skincare. This is like one of the most important things you can do. Make sure that skincare is tea, honey. Face should be glowing. Next, I use the One Size Blurring Primer over the Danessa one. To be honest with you, you don't have to do this, but I knew that I was going to be outside, so I wanted to make sure that my makeup wasn't going to go anywhere. So I applied both of them and I massaged them in the same spot, basically. And like I said, you don't need to, but I'm doing what works for me, and this has been key. Now I'm going to go in with a Morphe color corrector. Unfortunately, I have a few marks on my face from like breakouts and stuff, so I'm just gonna cover those. It's not a lot, but it's a lot to me, so we're just gonna cover those and let that sit while I put powder on my brows. Like I said, because I did so much skincare, I want to make sure my brows are powdered down, so whenever I do them with the pencil, they're not greasy. So for the pencil, I'm going to use the Morphe Precisely Brow Pencil in the shade Mocha. This is one of my favorite ones. It is such like a good pencil for $11. You can get it from Ulta. That's where I get mine from. And I pretty much go in and shade in my eyebrows. I do not like super thick, boxy type eyebrows. I really don't. So with this, I'm just going to create brow hair strokes, as you can see. And yeah, this is pretty much how I do my brows. Like I said, I don't like them boxy. I don't like them faded, shaded in. No, I like them to look natural, but still, you know, obviously there's some makeup in. But I always get questions like, who does your brows? Do you get your brows done? No, girl, it is an $11 pencil. Now I'm going to use the NARS concealer to basically conceal the brows. I want them to stand out. This is a full beat, so that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to use a flat brush as well to basically carve out the bottom. I used to carve out the top, but I like a beat, but not like, oh wow, she has like a ton of makeup on. You know what I mean? I don't know if that makes any sense. So I really just do the bottom and use a lighter shade to make the brows stand out. Now I'm going to drag that same concealer and I'm going to put it all over my lid. This is basically going to be my base for the eyeshadow that I do later on in the video. Now we're going to basically buff out that color corrector that I put on before. It should be tacky and enough to basically cover all of the dark spots. Next up, the L'Oreal Lumi Glow. When I tell you I don't do nothing without this stuff, I use this for full beats, like glams, and quite literally if I don't feel like putting on any makeup at all. It gives you the perfect glow and it adds color to your face. As you can see, we're adding color back to my face. That is exactly what I want. Look at this glow. It is definitely a must-have in every girl's makeup bag. Next up, eyeshadow. I know that this is Juvia's Place bronzer palette, but I'm gonna use it for my eyes. I'm not even joking. I don't really associate myself with being an eyeshadow girly, but I'm trying, and so this is my introductory to this. But anytime I do a full beat, I always find myself using browns, so that's what we're doing. I'm putting the lighter shade on the top, and we're just gonna put this all over the lid, and then we will add some definition with the bronzer from Benefit. It's a Hula bronzer, and this is another one that I love. I actually use this for my face, but like I said, we're gonna put it in the eyes. But honestly, like, look how good that looks. You can't go wrong with just adding bronzers as your eyeshadow. If you do not have eyeshadow palettes, if you're afraid of eyeshadows, just use your bronzer and get acquainted with that, and then you can maybe invest in eyeshadows if you find that that's what you like. Now I want y'all to see what happens when you don't buy foundation in a minute. Girl, I guess it had been a minute since I got some foundation. We gonna cut that out right quick. We're just gonna use this concealer. And baby, that's exactly what we did, okay? Mind you, I got this concealer because I was like, I don't really like foundation during the summer. So I'm just gonna buy this for little, spots that I want to conceal. Child, I ended up putting it all over my face because, like I said, this is a full beat. But this is a concealer by Milani in Natural Sand. I used to use Milani and then I don't even know why I stopped, because look at that. Hey, it is what it is. There's no rules to this, okay? So now I'm going in with my e.l.f. foundation brush and I'm just going to pat all of this in. We do not drag. I'm actually proud, so I had to do a little dance, but we're just basically gonna buff all this out in my face and on my skin. I love the way that it looks. The color is perfect, the consistency is perfect, and honestly, if you do not like using a lot of foundation, you really could just use a concealer that you like. And honestly, Milani is also on the affordable end. That was crazy. Indeed. Now we're moving on to bronzer. So I'm going to be using this cream one by Milani, and I'm going to put this all over the places where I want to sculpt and also add more warmth and depth to my face. I'm using a e.l.f. concealer brush. This is really the same one that I used to put on the foundation / concealer, but it's just a different one. So I'm going to be pushing the bronzer upwards, not down, not closer inward to my face, but upwards. As far as the bronzer on my forehead, I'm going to be pushing it into the skin as well as into the hairline, okay? That is going to give you a very sculpted, snatched look. Dragging it all over your face, dragging it down, not allowing it to be in one spot is gonna make it look so muddy and just not good. Put that shit on. Don't be afraid. Put it on and just do it. Basically, now we have blush, and girl, I ain't gonna lie, I was a little scared. I know, I was a little afraid. Watch. You'll see. Exhibit A. It was very bright, girl, and I was a little afraid, but you know what? Scare money don't make no money. So we're gonna mix this, and that's exactly what I did. And I just put it on top of my cheekbone, not on my cheekbone, on top of the cheekbone. I don't know why you girls are doing it on the cheekbone. If you want like a baby doll under eye look like the Kylie Jenner, you have to do it basically under your eye and on top of your cheekbone, like so. So here's where I realized it wasn't as pink as I wanted it to be, so I added just a little bit more pink on top of what I already did. And like I was saying on top of the cheekbone, but it's really above the cheekbone. Sorry guys, but anyways, girl, yeah, the arms were about to be flexed up because we gotta get to blending. So I'm using a different flat brush and I'm basically buffing this out as if it was concealer. I'm keeping it above my cheeks, above my cheekbone, and really in my concealer area. And then I'm going in with my foundation brush and I am basically buffing out all of the harsh lines that I could see between the bronzer and the blush. Now I'm going in with an e.l.f. concealer and the L'Oreal concealer as well. And the e.l.f. one, like I said, we want to lift, right? So the e.l.f. one is a little bit more closer to my skin tone. So I'm going to put that on the bottom and on the upper areas of where I wanted to highlight. As you can see, my T-zone area as well. And now I'm going to go in with the much lighter, brighter shade, and I'm going to put that in my corners of my eye. Now we're going to use this pink concealer. It is by Morphe, and I'm going to put that in the very, very, very inner corners of my eye. This is going to brighten it up. Mind you, we're doing a very bright under eye and a pink shade, pink bright under eye. So I'm going to use the fan, and I'm going to just put it all over my face to make it a little tacky so that it goes on full coverage. That is also a key. If you want your concealer to be full coverage, use the fan a little bit. Do not start blending it out as soon as you put it on. Give it a little minute. Now I'm switching from a brush to a beauty blender, or a beauty blender, and I like these more than the spongy ones. So now I'm just gonna go in and start buffing out the actual concealer that I put on. And as you can see, I'm not moving it too much. I'm keeping the concealer exactly where I placed it. That is key, because you still want to be able to see the pink blush that we put on before. So as you can see, we're just gonna buff that out, and the colors, chef's kiss. I really do this. I really do this. Wouldn't you agree? So now I'm going in with a pressed powder. I like to do this before I do an actual loose powder, and this is one by MAC. I'm not really sure the shade of it because it has faded, but it's one of the brightest ones they have. But I just put this under exactly where I want it to be bright, since that shade that I'm using is extremely bright. I'm keeping it right under the under eye, and I'm not bringing it down at all. Now I'm taking a blush brush that I have already used. It doesn't have anything on it that I just put on, and I'm just wiping off the harsh lines. Now I'm using the Beauty Creations loose powder. When I tell you, I fell in love with this. Look at this. It goes on so smooth. It's so bright. And one thing I've noticed about this powder, it doesn't crease. And it also makes your under eye look so blurred the entire day. I kid you not. And so now I'm basically doing the same thing with that brush, and I'm taking off all of the harsh lines because I don't necessarily want to bake everywhere, just under the eye to keep it bright. Now I'm gonna take the same company, Beauty Creations. They have a pink loose powder, and I'm gonna put that loose powder right where the white one kind of stops, and then I'm just gonna go over all of it because, like I said, we want the pink bright under eye. And now you can see the difference between the two. Using that pink one really took it to the next level. I'm not gonna lie. You don't have to use the Beauty Creations one. You can use any pink loose powder you have, but this is the one that I've noticed really does really well. Now we're gonna add a little bit more color to my face, and we're going to add the bronzer by Benefit. I think it's the Hula one. I really like that one too. And we're just gonna go over where we already put the bronzer, and we're gonna add that. Now I'm going to buff out all of the harsh lines and add just a little bit more of my face color using the MAC Studio Fix Press Powder Foundation in the shade NC40. literally an OG. Now, I did hear that they changed up their formula, and I have noticed a little change, and I'm not too happy about that, but you know what? It is what it is. It still works, and this is another one of my favorites. As you can tell, we're starting to blend everything together. Everything's coming together. Now I'm going to add for blush. Whoa. My first blush that I'm going to put is the Orgasm by NARS. Every girl, if you're a blush girl, every girl, if you're a blush girl, NARS Orgasm. Thank you. Now adding the Juvia's Place one. I'm going to use the very bright one on the top because I want that baby doll look. And as you can see, it's already given it, and I'm going to just basically blend this in with the blush that I already used before. It's super girly and I love it. Now moving on to lips. I know this is a sleep mask, but come on, there's no rules. I love this Laneige one. It is so beautiful, and I'm just gonna put this on my lips as I carve out my face. It is a Maybelline loose powder, and it is a shade that is closer to my original skin tone. So in order to give it, you know, this chiseled look, let's carve out the cheekbones, and this is how I do it. We're actually gonna let this bake. Moving on to bottom mascara. I typically don't like to use bottom mascara, but because this is a full Glam, I like to use the Lancome one. You cannot go wrong. I am a lash girly. I am a lash artist, but if I had to recommend a mascara, it would definitely be this one. Lip combo. Now, lip combos are my thing. I'm not going to hold you at all. So first things first, I love to use Morphe lip pencils. They're almost kind of like a dupe of matte, but we're not going to get into that. Anyways, this pencil that I'm using is called Trendsetter, and I like to go and pretty much outline my lips, maybe just a tad. Maybe just a little bit, but anyways, we're gonna outline the lips with Trendsetter in the Morphe pencil. Now to clean it up a little bit, I like to take a very sharp flat brush. This one is by MAC, and I like to go and basically clean up the sides. I want it to be super defined and not sloppy at all. As you can see, I do have a little bit of concealer on there, and as I'm cleaning it up, you can definitely tell the difference. Next up, I'm going to use the lip gloss by e.l.f. called In the Name is Paloma. This is a super cute pink. It's not too pink, but it definitely has shades of pink, and this is perfect for the look that I'm going for. Mwah. That is a lip combo. Next up, for setting sprays, I'm going to use the Morphe one first. This is the one called Life Proof. It's nice, it's cute, it smells really good, and it's going to definitely help keep your makeup in place. The next one I'm going to use is Makeup Revolution Super Fix Super Hold Ultra Matte Fixing Spray. That's the one I'm going to drown my face in because, like I said, we're going to be outside and I cannot have this stuff move. And that is it. Here's the final product. If you liked it, if you loved it, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Okay, love you. Bye.